for him.
Hi, Kawhi. How do you evaluate a night like tonight with everything that had happened in the series? These games were close, and then tonight happens the way that it unfolds.
I think we could have gave a better effort for sure. At the time, I don't think this team was 30 points better than this. I mean, we've seen it throughout the first 6 games of the series. But you got to give them credit. They came out and fought, ran hard in transition, got easy points, and they made shots.
You've also mentioned throughout the season that your goal is to get to the offseason healthy. You've done that. Mentally, what does that do for you going not just into the offseason, but into next season in general?
Be able to, start a training camp and be able to start the season, which will be great. But right now the loss is still on my mind, and but like you said, I am happy that I am healthy coming out the game. But wish we'd had a better outcome.
Right, even though you guys lost, what's the significance for you and this team of winning 50 games this season?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we just did a good job during the season. I guess you guys said a lot of people counted us out, but we were able to get here. But that's never the goal. So just get in here.
Quite 2 things. They're not related, so I apologize in advance. But with you and James being at the point of y'all careers that y'all are at, like, what gives you any level of encouragement that you can build off of what this team has shown and what you both have shown individually?
I don't know right now. I guess we still playing at a high level in a sense. But it's a hard question to answer right now.
And we're not going to get you for a minute. So Greg Popovich stepped down as Spurs head coach. He's going to be in the organization, but obviously, I think the last time you were in San Antonio and Greg was in San Antonio, like, he got on loudspeaker and vouched for you and everything. Like, what does it mean to you at this point where, Greg's not going to be at that spot to do something like that anymore, just head coach of the Spurs anymore?
He had a phenomenal career. He coached till pretty much he couldn't, in a sense. So it shows how much dedication he had to the game, how much he loved the game, and how much he gave to the game. And, I appreciate everything he's done for me, coming into the league. He helped build my foundation and showed me how to win. So want to congratulate him on his career, but also just stay healthy.
And that was Kawhi Leonard, the 2-time Finals MVP, after being eliminated at the podium. No post-game media for James Harden again. Left the arena, didn't talk after the last 3 Clippers losses. And Smitty, after hearing from Kawhi Leonard in this situation, right, about what's up next season, how the feeling is in the locker room and representing the team, it does feel like if you're an all-star caliber, all-NBA player, that when the season is over, that it is part of the responsibility to talk to the media. What do you make of James Harden not being there?
Everybody, like you said, feels different about it. James Harden obviously has his way of, dealing with the media. There's a lot of guys that come out and speak, win or lose, and some don't. I think James has had this history, but I think it's up to him. I don't know if this is not mandatory for him to come out. You just, as a leader, you want to have that last say, but he chooses not, and that's where you have to move on. I will say, I'm happy for Kawhi Leonard. Obviously he has to be upset about the loss, but for him, that is a big-time victory. Be able to finish this game healthy, go into the offseason, not worrying about just his health, but being able to work on his game.
Yeah, and to be the best player on the floor, considered the best player on the floor in a series that features Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and James Harden. A great way to see Kawhi Leonard bounce back, even though the Clippers have been bounced on in essentially one day of rest before you get back on the floor. Feels like OKC has an advantage.
Well, OKC is good, and definitely tired legs, but sometimes you have that long of a break. You can come out and be kind of lax, and you have Joker, the guy who can come out and really set the tone. So this is going to be huge. But I will always take that rest when you get a chance to play because it bodes well going throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, these two teams actually split the regular season series 2-2. And here's the thing. Every game was, except one, was won by 13 or more. What do you make of that between these two?
Well, it's going to be hard. They both have guys that you have to double. And both guys, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jokic, can really take over games. It's going to come down to, OKC can defend. Who is going to be assigned to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to slow him down? I think Aaron Gordon can hold his own with Chet Holmgren. And we all know Hartenstein's going to have his hands full with the Jokic. But it's going to come down to the Russell Westbrooks. And also, when you look at guys like Lou Dort and Caruso, this is going to be another big-time series.
So when we say big-time series, MVP finalists.
There you go. That's
Nikola
fine.
Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Of course, Jokic won it last year. SGA second. Could be flip-flop this year or still be in that way. It seems like a colossal matchup in that regard.
Yeah, it is. You got to love this. I mean, it's been going back and forth, and both guys, rightfully so, could have been an MVP the last 2 years. And we don't know who will get it this year, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander made his case. They're first in the West, and he's played phenomenal. And now those two guys are matching up.
Yeah, we get to see them in a series, in the second round. The two MVP finalists, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic, should be great. Kawhi Leonard led the Clippers in scoring with 22 points on just 13 shots.
Friendly reminder, this was a top 3 defense and a top 3 offense coming into this one, so you knew something was going to give. And unfortunately tonight, the Clippers defense just didn't have it.
Well, they didn't, but the offense compromised the defense with a lot of the miscues and mistakes. And you see Ty Lue there, one, understanding the gravity of the moment, two, assessing the season in this aspect that to be exactly where we're at right now, the Clippers today, to be in the 5th position, to win 50 games, a lot of that was not expected. To have Kawhi back healthy through the playoffs, have an imprint on what he was doing and what the team would do. All things you hoped for, but you didn't know exactly if they were going to take place. They did, but at the end of the day, like he said, that entire locker room was competitive. They felt they had an opportunity to win. They just didn't come here to say, we got lucky this season and we pushed Denver to 7 games. We're happy to be here. Actually thought they had a chance to win the game, so it makes it even more disappointing. Not just the loss, but how you lost the game. And he said the players right now are probably dealing with that right now in the locker room, that you can deal with losing, but it's how you lose the game that really affects you mentally, and it takes a little bit longer to get over.
Yeah, tough to get over this one, but they'll have a little bit of time to recover, to think about it. But it was a great season for the Clippers, and we'll talk a little bit more about that after this as we start to wrap things up here in Denver. Clippers fall to the Nuggets in the 4-5 matchup. Final score here was 120-101 from the Mile High City.
Clippers Live is presented by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Nampaknya mình đã tiếp tục đi câu tự naik kembali hotelnya. Còn gấu trúc nha.